Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Finally, there is some move, guys. Of course, a lot of people don't appreciate that everything in red, but you know, my personal opinion is better than flat, so something at least happening. Well, what shall we expect next? Let's look closer. You're watching Crypto Hamster channel. Let's go.
Turn up. Let's go.
So, the thing is that we returned back to our zone of $6,300, basically with a very sharp move. Nothing is changing in the for the recent month and a half or something like that. We are in the same global region of accumulation. However, since we are in the very close to the bottom of that region, we are updating our bottom levels for the altcoins as well. And at this point, before that, we were sort of hoping to have a higher low and then maybe higher high, and then go to this trend level and check to test it again and maybe break it and have some positive move. However, it didn't happen. So, and according to my expectation, we may go higher, like 6,800, 900, and then go down like to the new low level. Instead of that strong move, we just made relatively like small change in the price. Of course, it's like $300, but still, you see, it's basically the same region. It's not that huge. It's we're still on the same spot, so no progress. The thing is that we will. So what shall we do now, right? We either go down from that point, or we will continue to trading in this area, and maybe we'll do the same thing once again. Interesting thing that if that yellow triangle which we looked at before, with the previous high and sort of this high and this one and this one low, it wasn't that strong technically, but finally it got broken, and we say, okay, probably it was just like not that strong formation. So, and finally we returned back to that triangle and bounce off exactly first time, at least, from the bottom line of this triangle. So very high precision for Bitcoin. Kudos. But anyway, from now on, we either will go down or go high. Question when or where. And in my opinion, you see, if we will not have the move towards downwards, then we will not be able to leave this channel for any like observed time in future. We will not be able to move up to new high, at least if we will not in case we will not make a new low. And the reason of that, at least partial reason of that, is the behavior of the altcoins in general. Actually, if we look at the market as a whole, again, market capitalization $200 billion dollars, dominance 54. So we actually rose in dominance quite a lot. As I said before, guys, it seemed like we may increase the dominance. It did happen, so I'm cool. The thing is, the altcoins behavior. If you look at all the altcoins at the moment, they are in the red zone, and many of them return to the previous lows or close to the previous lows. Just let's look closer. Ether. As I said, this is actually my drawing for like a month or 3 weeks ago. I expected to go down from that flat and go down again. So this happened, but just after quite a long time. We went down, basically the same level as I drew, and then we are moving sideways. If we will go down like this, I wouldn't be surprised. This one, ADA, the same. So we returned to the very support of previous level support, and this was the previous low. We didn't go that yet, and I'm alluding that we will go, we must go lower, because what's the point to accumulating so long in this area without moving up after that, but returning to the previous low? What's the point to returning to that low? So just shaking out the longers, it's not enough. Long positions just still quite high. The thing is, we need to make new low to completely eliminate people going long in all the altcoins and Bitcoin as well. Well, not completely, of course, but like maximally, ultimately. And then again, if it wouldn't be the reason, then we would probably go up, or just smoothly go up from that point. Just slight increase to 6,800, then maybe 7,000, maybe 7,500. Just slow rise for a month. Why we did that drop instead of, except just moving even to the lower low? There is no reason, in my opinion. Icon still didn't touch the low, because I mean, there are altcoins which are already touching their previous, well, relatively previous lows, like ADA or something, ADA, but some of them didn't. So we need to push even higher to make them touch those lows, or even break those lows. Nano, the same thing. Qtum, you see, just touched previous support as well. We need to break it and make panic sell. Walton, it did some, but again, we are like in a previous support. We need to move it even further. Nem, again, previous support. I must say that I'm looking at the altcoins which I personally have in my personal list of I don't know, interest, but they are basically the same for all of them. Neo, you see the same red zone. We didn't touch the support yet, because what's the point? Again, we're repeating the same thing. What's the point going down? And especially for a lot of altcoins, quite touching this support. But why we didn't go up from that point? We accumulating for such a long time. It was quite high volume, so it should be a final shakeout before going up, in my opinion, because there's no reason to go down. Nobody would sell for this low. I mean, huge players who are moving the market, they will not sell at these low levels when the altcoins are like in the historical lows. It's ridiculous, unless the market will be like $10 billion. That's the point. If they're planning to do this, then goodbye bull market for years. Substratum, the same thing, touching the bottom. This one is tricky. So XRP still has some believers, and they don't want to like leave the idea that may make a new high. So it didn't really fall that much, but this plan probably is invalid already because of the Bitcoin behavior. Probably will go to this level. If, well, maybe it's not that. It depends on the price of Bitcoin. Maybe XRP will hold stronger than Ether actually. Ontology is actually interesting. Is one of the altcoins which, in my opinion, are better performing. So maybe it will not even touch this support level. In case of Bitcoin, will go lower. And this one, one chain, is also still with this wedge. Is basically bounce off the bottom of this wedge, is still going up technically. And Zilliqa is not that bad as well. And finally, my personal favorite is Quark chain. So you see, even this channel, which was the second channel, like quite fast growth, it didn't break the bottom of the channel. It bounced off of that, and it's now actually increasing in price again. So even if it would return to this channel, it would be good, but it didn't break even that high speed rising channel. So it's really promising from that for that coin. So summarizing, you see how the behavior of altcoins look like, how the behavior of like this global accumulation for the Bitcoin look like. Unless we're going to $1,000 for Bitcoin, there is no reason to not to go up from this area. And the any kind of drop which happens now must be the preliminary drop before the biggest one. So it's basically the same state of opinion which I was talking for like a couple of months from now or before now. We'll see what will happen. Very interesting to observe that still. So I wouldn't go long from that point, and well, actually I wouldn't go short because we still can go sideways and go like in this region. But globally, for like midterm, I think we need to make a new low. And since we have this momentum, I would more incline that we have a bigger chance to go down from that. So it's very nice time to go down, because again the panic sentiment sort of is high now, and since we already traded some kind so for a while in the sideways, so cool off a little bit and then we can drop again. We'll see. So far, don't forget that everything I say is my personal opinion, not financial advice, and safe trading, guys. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.